Welcome to a special passport. What?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Welcome
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
to the Pro Audio Suite
These guys are professional. They're motivated.
with Text the VO stars. George Whittam, founder of Source Elements. Robert Marshall, international audio engineer. Darren Robbo Robertson and Global Voice. Andrew Peters, thanks to Tribooth. Austrian Audio, making passion heard. Source Elements. George the Tech Whittam and Robbo and AP's international demos. To find out more about us, check theproaudiosuite.com.
Line up, ladies!
Here we go.
And welcome to another Pro Audio Suite, thanks to Austrian Audio, making passion heard, and Tribooth. Don't forget the code TRIPAP to get $200 off your Tribooth. And of course, the PASportVO from Centrums, which is the reason we're here this morning to discuss setting up for a session with your PASportVO. Okay, where do we want to start, Robbie?
Well, let's start at your end. So what we're going to do, we're actually recording this podcast as a demonstration of how you might record a podcast in this situation where you've got a guest and a host. Or if you were doing a two-way session, you could just take out the recording you side of things and so your end would then become how you as a voice actor do a two-way session on your PASportVO. So we've both got using our PASportVOs as our interface. I am running Pro Tools, but Pro Tools is quite happily and comfortably running the PASportVO as my input and output, which is nice.
Yep, so I'm running through my PASportVO with the CC8 from Austrian Audio. Give that a plug. As you can see on the screen here, I'm barely, in fact, this is something to be careful of with your Passport. Don't get too hot with the levels because you can see on mine, I'm barely hitting the two green dots on the VU. So be mindful of that. Also, make sure your speakers are turned off and you'll see the red dot there. So that's turned off. I'm actually on mic 2, as you can see, is illuminated there.
Yep.
And that's about it, really. So it's pretty straightforward at my end.
Yep.
If I wanted to use comms, then I could use the comms USB, the second USB interface, and then I can patch it that way if someone wants to talk to me on a phone or whatever. Yep. But that's pretty well it at my end.
Yep. So you're actually the audio engineer end and I'm the talent end today, but that's okay. So, I mean, the first and foremost thing here is this has all worked from simply plugging all this stuff in, right? We haven't had to change anything except for change on your door. What it's listening to is the interface, and it's the same for me here. So if I was the talent, then in that case, let's have a look at my PASportVO here. You can see my mic at the top there, my mic input. I have the two USBs connected at the bottom here, and one of those turned up on my machine just as PASportVO, and the other one turned up as PASportVO comms. So what I've done, and I can share with you here, is here on Google Meets, which is what we're looking at now. All I had to do was go into my input and output, and basically just change that so that my microphone becomes PASportVO, and I can show you that it's right down the bottom there. PASportVO comms, is my microphone, and PASportVO comms is also my speaker. So that's that side of things. And then here on Pro Tools, you can see I just changed my playback engine to be the PASportVO. So that's now taking the input and output and sending that to my PASportVO. Back here on my PASportVO, I now have the option to blend the mix of Andrew and me using the comms fader here. So if Andrew's too loud or I'm too loud, I can change that mix. That doesn't affect what's going into Pro Tools, which is nice. It only depends on what I'm hearing. And I've got my headphone volume, of course, and I can, mute myself if I don't want Andrew to hear me swearing at him. The other neat thing here for me is that if you have a look here on Pro Tools, when Andrew says hello, I can actually record the comms side of this conversation. So for whatever reason, if I was doing an audio book or if I had to edit the session and I wanted to record what Andrew was telling me, then that's a completely separate track. Everything's split 100%. There's no blend, there's no mix, there's no anything. So I can then go back and listen back through the session and make the edits that Andrew was asking, or make the decisions. Or if it's a podcast, obviously, I've got nice clean audio to edit and process. So it's pretty simple.
And the other thing is, for someone like me, even though I'm playing the engineer today, I'm not. If I'm doing a voice session, I can actually split and do a stereo track, and then use the comms and the record, feed them into the same laptop. The comms will go to the right channel, and the record will go to the left channel.
Yep.
So if you're giving me direction, I can leave that there. Like, they may want that session with the direction as well. So I'll just export a stereo file to them, and they can hear their direction when they're doing, like edit points that they want, or pickups, or whatever happens to be going on during the session. So that's another bonus of having the two USBs.
Yes, and the other bonus of having it set up this way too is playback. If with me being the talent, if Andrew was the engineer and said, "Hey, can you play back that last take?" and obviously I can't stop recording in Pro Tools right now because I'll stop recording the podcast, but I could stop my Pro Tools session, go back and just play that last take, and I don't have to change a thing. Andrew will just hear it. So there's none of this confusing, oh my God, what do I turn on now? What do I turn off now? God, is it going to feed back? All those little panic attacks. It just happens. And again, from plugging in two USB ports, that's all it took.
Because mix minus is one of those phrases that basically you shit your pants.
It scares the living shit out of people.
Mix minus, oh my God, playback. No! But you don't have to worry about that with the PASsportVO.
Yeah, absolutely.
So pretty simple. It's a beauty.
I'm yet to find a flaw, to be honest with you. I'm been playing with it a bit since I've had it in my hot little hands the last few weeks, and I'm yet to find something that makes me go, oh, that's a shame. Yeah. So, and I can honestly say that.
Yeah, it's great. And in fact, I've got mine set up in this studio here. I took out the SSL2. Now it is my monitor controller. It's for the laptop, which we're using now for this kind of stuff. So, yeah. That's how it's all set up. Speakers, it's driving two microphones. That's it. It's here.
Nice, as they say in Australia.
Nice.
Well, that was fun. Is it over?
The Pro Audio Suite, with thanks to TriBooth and Austrian Audio, recorded using Source Connect, edited by Andrew Peters, and mixed by Voodoo Radio Imaging, with tech support from George the Tech Whittam. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and join in the conversation on our Facebook group. To leave a comment, suggest a topic, or just say g'day, drop us a note at our website, theproaudiosuite.com.